President Cyril Ramaphosa has joined the leaders of the G7 for talks in Germany. The G7 brings together the leaders of the US, UK, Germany, France, Italy, Canada and Japan. South Africa was invited this year as a special guest of the German Chancellor. For more, SABC News correspondent Trent Murray is at the summit for us. Trent, thank you for being with us. This gathering comes at a really critical time, of course, for world affairs. How did the talks go?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It comes at a very delicate moment, I think you could say, both economically and diplomatically, given what we are seeing in the world right now, rising inflation, a cost of living crisis, and of course that war in Ukraine. I have just spoken to a senior official within the South African delegation, and they tell me that they are quite pleased with how today's talks went. They said the president was able to put forward South Africa's position on a number of key issues to the likes of President Biden and Prime Minister Boris Johnson. I'm told there was a consensus and an understanding when it came to climate change, that South Africa's view on energy is that there needs to be a phase out that is done in a phased way and in a way that doesn't hurt the livelihoods of people. I'm also told that there was a discussion around Ukraine. South Africa put forward the view that a negotiation needs to happen very, very quickly between Ukraine and Russia to try and resolve these issues. And in particular, all of that grain which is currently stuck in Ukraine, the wheat, the corn, the barley, it needs to be let through as fast as possible. Now, I also understand that Prime Minister Boris Johnson brought the issue up of Russia with President Ramaphosa and those discussions that take place at the BRICS summit. President Ramaphosa put forward South Africa's view that South Africa will continue to talk to both Russia and Ukraine, but it would also work very hard to try and find some sort of negotiating tool to get the food stocks that are currently stuck in Ukraine out, especially given what we are hearing around particular famine and other issues that may stem because of food shortages, especially in the Corn of Africa.
Yeah, of course, the huge concern around African countries, although everybody will be affected. So this is a very different gathering to BRICS that we are formally a part of. We were invited. So would you say that South Africa is being put under a little bit of pressure for its stance on the Russian invasion of Ukraine?
Look, I wouldn't say pressure is the right word. I think that there is definitely a courting of South Africa from Western countries here. I think that they know that South Africa finds itself in a position where it's, very good friends with countries in the G7, but it does also have a constructive working relationship with its BRICS partners. And I think there is also an understanding, especially from the German host, from government officials I've spoken to, that South Africa is a really key partner, both as another very big democracy, but also as a key partner within the Africa Union. We've heard plenty of discussions here around solutions to problems that are being faced in African countries, but solutions that can't just be brought about out of thin air. They need to be constructed with key partners at the table that actually have an understanding of what's going on in the region. And I think that is why they would have been very, very keen to listen to President Ramaphosa today when there were some of those discussions around the possible impending food shortages, as well as some of the other climate goals and how that might affect poorer and developing countries who maybe don't have the electricity infrastructure for a very quick phase out to renewables. So certainly I think SA brought a lot to the table as part of those discussions, and I'm certain that other world leaders were listening based on what I've been told by senior officials.
All right, thank you very much. Trent Murray for us at the G7 summit.